Hello Aquarius, thank you very much for tuning into your general read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. For supportive oracle cards, Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. That's a zippy little energy going on there. No, I want these all face down, but why? There's a lot of face down cards here. I don't think that's bad. Okay. The oracle cards are face up. Now, when we're coming into this, you've got the Nine of Cups with the Tower card. The Tower card comes after, though. So I'm seeing like things are getting a little bit jumbled around. The situation you're very comfortable with and feel very accomplished with is going through a dramatic change. When I'm feeling the Tower energy here, it's kind of like the question is this good moment completely obliterated? Or is it just going to have to reconstitute? Like, it's almost like, all right, all your cups are getting knocked over really quick. Can you put them back up and refill them? Like, is it no big deal? Just got to clean it up a little bit and then things will be good? Or is this the end of a situation? The situation itself, you have enjoyed it up to this point. You're not willing to just give up on it right off the bat because you're like, I kind of want to get it back to where it was. But you're also kind of like, can it be exactly the way it was, or does something need to change? Did the Tower happen because something I did, or because something someone else did? Because you got to be kind of discerning with that, and that's part of how you're questioning it. Did the Tower happen because of me, because of somebody else, or the way we came together? Why did the Tower happen? The Void is in the center here, which is telling me I don't think you're going to get answers right off the bat. The Five of Wands is here face down. There are problems here. There's a lot. There's an aggressive energy here. I almost feel like it's passive aggressive. People seem to be kind of like, I feel like it's going on around you. There's conflict going on around you. Because this is face down, I feel like conflict is going on around you, but the Void is telling me it has something to do with your situation, but you might not be getting that information flat out. Like, people are having problems with each other. It's causing this Tower moment, but they're not including you on what's going on between them. So there's a little bit of mystery here. The Void is telling me you don't realize what's really happening. I feel like you're seeing the outcome of the Tower. The Tower's happening because of problems other people are having with each other. But you're not a part of it. It's almost like they realize that if they involve you in it, you'll solve it for them, and they don't want that. So they're keeping you right out of it, yet their actions are causing this Tower moment. And the King of Wands face down in the environment is like somebody doesn't want your opinion. They don't want your influence, so they're keeping the problem away from you. This is causing the Tower, though. This is causing the Tower. I feel like the reason this Tower is happening, and you're seeing it happen, is because of what's going on around you, that people are trying. See, like, they're not letting you know what actually the problem is. You're just seeing the outcome of the problem. It's kind of like, it's like a domino thing. Like somebody pushed over a domino, and you're seeing all the dominoes fall down, but you don't know where it started. There's so many dominoes all over the place that you don't know really where it started or what's really causing it. But you're seeing the effect of it, that's for sure. It's weird. Let's keep going forward, because I feel like you should have more control going forward when the Magician comes in on your side. At the very least, you're like, wait a minute, something isn't right here. The Tower hit, and the Tower's going on, and you're like, I need to know. Like, I don't want to just reset up these cups. I don't want to put them all up again and refill them just for somebody to come back and blast them all over again. I'm not looking to do that. No. You know, if I'm going to reset up these cups and I'm going to refill them, I want to make sure that they're going to stay on the table, that the table's not rickety and just going to be like, and just fall over. Like, there's no point to that. Why waste more fluid? Why do that to myself? So the magician on your side is like, I need to reconstitute this. I want the situation to go back in balance. I gotta understand why the tower happened. This is rational to me. This makes complete sense. This is what needs to happen. Are you going to unearth what's going on here? Other people are trying to solve their own problems. You're finding out, you're digging into this, and this feels like a smoke screen. This does feel like a smoke screen. With the Seven of Cups, especially because these two are both coming in face down, I feel like there's a smoke screen, and people are telling you what went wrong and how it's being fixed. Feels like a smoke screen. It really does. It doesn't seem like you're getting the actual truth about what happened. They're giving you solutions and how things are going to go better. And I'm getting this six, is that the six? The Six of Wands. Like, there's a successful plan here going forward to rectify this situation. Somebody really strongly does not want you involved or to even know what's going on, because if you know what's going on, you'll probably get involved. They don't want you involved. So there's a lot of, like, I feel like there's disinformation here with the Seven of Cups. Not completely, but like they're giving you enough truth that you can see things getting better. And there's, like, you don't have time to just sit there and like, let me think. You don't have time to do that. That's the thing. You're busy. You got things going on, and they know it. I feel like that's a big reason they're getting away with this Seven of Cups. You got a lot going on. You just can't sit there and go, well, let me think. You just don't have the time for it. They're using it to their advantage, and they're getting the success. This is in the environment. It's face down. They're working around you. They're working around you. And I'm getting self-love here. It's kind of like you can't just sit there and pick through it piece by piece. You don't have the time for it. You don't have the time for it. That's a big piece of this. You don't have the time to do that, is what I'm getting. You got other things you got to do, other things you'd rather do. They're telling you what's going to go different. They're explaining to you, all right, well, the table wasn't right because of this, so we found a more stable platform to set it up on so the cups won't fall over this time. We're also going to like reinforce the legs of the table just to make sure that that's not going to be a problem. And we have a couple other things we're going to do just to make sure this doesn't become a problem again. And they're giving you solutions. That's the smoke screen too. That's part of the smoke screen and the self-love. Kind of like they're giving you solutions. But they're not explaining why it happened. They're not explaining why everything fell apart. And the thing is, the solutions they're giving you seem to make sense. And you're like, well, if that really was the problem, that should fix it. And they're reinforcing it 3 or 4 different ways. The self-love coming in here is like, you're kind of like, I have other things I got to do. So you're kind of like, all right, we need the solutions, and this seems like this will work. You got to keep going. And you're going along with it. With the magician is kind of like solution-oriented. All right, yeah, I have things I got to do. You got a lot going on. You don't have time to just sit and ponder this for the rest of your life. You just don't. So you're letting it be. You're like, all right, but just because you're letting it be doesn't mean you're letting it go. You're kind of like, all right, let these solutions happen. Let's just go with that. But I'm going to keep my ears and eyes open, and I'm gonna keep an eye out to try to figure out what the deal is. Like, you're kind of like, I'm not satisfied with knowing why it happened, but I feel fairly good about solutions coming forward actually working. So let's go forward with that. All right, this is all face down except for the fear card, because you seem to be a little nervous. Literally the fear card's going to be popping out here. The wheel is coming on your side. The true problems are still there. The true problems are still there. When I'm getting the Knight of Pentacles, this is face down. The true problems are still there. Whatever caused that tower to happen, still there, still happening. This has not been corrected. this is like, I feel like a lot of things were done to put the situation back online, if you will, back so it could be a viable force again, so it's working again. But it looks like it's temporary. The situation has not been solved, has not been corrected. This face down on your side too, by the way. The Wheel of the Year. I feel like as the situation keeps going forward, you're observing, but somebody's really, really trying to keep you out of a situation. They don't want you to be a part of it. They don't want your 2 cents. They don't want you to control it or help with it, whatever. They're trying to keep you out of it. But you're seeing, like, you're like, well, something doesn't feel right to me. And the wheel face down on your side is like, you're seeing things not go completely the way they should be, and you're like, this is kind of how this happened before. The tower's probably going to happen again. The wheel is coming in, and I feel like the wheel is saying, depending on your situation, sooner or later, I feel like things are going to change again. But the next time they change, I feel like it's kind of like the problem's going to be right out there this time. And that's what you're headed for. The wheel is kind of like you're trying to prepare for it, but the shadow side with the fear is coming in, which is telling me this is definitely gonna fall apart again. This is definitely gonna fall apart again. The fear with the shadow side, nothing has been solved. Nothing's been solved. The problem still persists. It still persists. Sooner or later, the wheel will turn. It will fall apart again. I feel like, this is a deck where I only have one tower card. I honestly feel like the wheel showing up later is saying it's going to turn again. It's going to happen again. The question is with the wheel instead of the tower is like, are you going to figure it out this time? Because I'm feeling like what might have to happen is like you might have to make the time and force, like, you're like, all right, if I have to take a whole day to figure out this stupid problem, I really don't have the time to do that, but if that's what I have to do to fix this, then that's what I have to do to fix this. Because the shadow side with the fear is telling me, especially with the wheel on your side, the tower's coming again. Is it going to completely be a wipeout again? Possibly. But the situation, like, as long as it persists, you're going to have to literally find out the reason it fell apart. You have to find the literal reason, without a doubt, why the tower fell. Until you know that, you're not going to be able to really fix it. Until you know that, solutions that come forward will not hold. They will fail. They will continually fail until you find out why that tower fell. You have to know why. I'm getting here when the smoke screen happens, this is your first chance to like step aside and be like, you know what? Really don't have the time for this, but I'm going to have to make time. Because if I don't, it means I'm going to end up back at square one again, picking up this whole mess again, and then at that point, it's either I find out what the real problem is, or I go through another cycle of this, where it looks like solutions are going to work, and then it falls apart again. Because it's just going to keep failing until you find out what's really happening. Sooner or later, you're going to have to make the time to find out what's really happening. It's the only way this has a chance of correcting. I think that's the whole thing. Don't settle for solutions just because it looks like the solutions are going to work. Realize they're not going to hold. You need to know why the tower fell. It's the only way you're going to be really able to fix this. It will fail repeatedly until that's found out. All right, that's what I got. Thank you for watching. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.